Hey guys, it's Elizabeth with Willow Root Tarot, and we are going to be reading from the Tree of Life Oracle by David Wells. If you guys have decks of mine that you'd like to hear more from, you can drop me a note, just the name of the deck, and I'll be happy to make sure it falls into rotation more often. Or if you find that I'm reading from a deck, no, actually don't worry about that one. If I'm reading from it consistently, I want to. All right. This is David Wells, as I said, the Tree of Life Oracle. This is going to be the Kabbalistic, a Kabbalistic view approach with tarot, because we have on the paths, the Tree of Life is older than tarot. We went back and we laid over those paths the major arcana. So that's my connection here in learning about this. So we'll have a lot of information. It is not all going to be tarot based, but it most certainly is life based. So let's see what we get. And we may pull one of the majors depending on the path we pull. I highly encourage y'all, if you have any interest in learning about the Tree of Life. And this Tree of Life is from the Kabbalah. It's a Judaic form, but the Tree of Life can be found in multiple mythos. Yggdrasil, the Norse lore, Yggdrasil is a Tree of Life. All right, let's see what we have. Actually, the Garden of Eden, didn't that have the Tree of Life and the Tree of Knowledge? In my own business, Willow Root Tarot, there's a reflection between the branches and the roots, the Tree of Life. All right, the card that we pulled this morning is literally the Tree of Life. Now, this is interesting, and I wish I'd said this beforehand. Some of my decks all have cards that repeatedly show up. Repeatedly as in, wow, this is just crazy impossible that it's still showing up all the time. That's this one. I do read from this deck pretty often. For personal reads and for group reads, depending on the circumstances. And I pull the definition card of the Tree of Life probably 95% of the time. And for me, it's always just saying, hi again, friend. Welcome home. We're learning this together. All right, let's go to the book, see what we have. All right, the Tree of Life. This card shows the central organizing system of Kabbalah, the map, if you like. Okay, I struggle with pronunciation, and I'm trying to remember how to say this. Sephira? The Sephira? Sephiroth. I apologize, guys, I'm not sure. The Sephira, the Sephiroth, and paths. Those are the spheres that they're talking about, the Sephiroth, Sephira. The paths are what link the spheres, and the paths are where we will find the major arcana, should they play into any of our readings. All right. This Sephira and paths hold one another in place. Take one away, and the whole system would crumble. You know, I think Sephira is singular, and if I apologies again on the pronunciation. Sephiroth? I don't know. Might be plural. The glyph, and that is a symbol. So the glyph for the Tree of Life, this whole image that we see right here is called a glyph. And a glyph can be many images, but the glyph. This is the glyph for the Tree of Life. The glyph for the Tree of Life often feels oddly familiar to those who have never seen it before. It is a geometric shape that holds all there was, all there is, and all there will be. And to me, this just screams Akashic Records. The guidance of this card is bringing the map to your consciousness for a reason. And as with all maps, it can show you where you've been, where you are, where you're going, and how to get there. Take some time to consider the position you find yourself in. Ask where you want to be and which experience or path will get you there. Being fully present with the choices you make is something that brings a magic of its own. You cannot take control of your life without it. You are your own tree. Acknowledge the way this form vibrates within you, and as you do, you can bring your physical, emotional, and spiritual being into alignment. Understand what is no longer serving you and adjust. There could be issues of support or lack of it in your life right now. Look at the image and ask where that lack comes from. What personality or soul archetype is in play and how best to address it. And how we activate this card is to imagine you have this symbol behind you. Feel it on your body and move your mind through the spheres. Sense which will feel comfortable, which feel out of sorts, which you're drawn to, and which you're reluctant to spend more time with. Ask yourself why. And guys, when we're talking about this, it is not to need, you do not need to know what the symbols are, what the meanings are. You don't. If you look at this center yellow and feel discomfort, where is that on your body? If you sit as this person sits, this is roughly where that will fall. If it is above your head and there is joy, if it is at your base and there is joy, if it is over here and there is discomfort or dis-ease, that's all it is. And then what you do with that information is totally up to you. You could get this very deck and work your way through it, seeing if there's knowledge there. You could go on Meetup and find groups that will talk about the Kabbalah. You do not need to be Jewish to learn this, to study this. You can do this however you want, however you're comfortable doing it, because this is your power and your comfort and your life, no one else's. So it's up to you to do for you as you would like it to be done. And one other offering on activating the card is to study, meditate, and follow your intuition. Get to know your own tree. I just want to stress, it's whatever you want it to be. This is the glyph. This is the form. How this form functions for you may vary from how it functions from someone else, either scholar or novice. It does not matter. It is your communication with self that is paramount. That is of the utmost importance. So you do that as you wish to do it. This is your life. This is not anyone else's life. All right, thanks, guys.